Hello, 6th Ward Democrats. My name is Will Suggs. I am running to be your committeeman for the Democratic Central Committee here in the 6th Ward. My campaign is unopposed. Michael Butler, your current committeeman, elected not to run again, and he will be instead your recorder of deeds for the city of St. Louis. I am looking forward to the opportunity to be your committeeman, and I think that it will be a great opportunity for me to ensure that the 6th Ward is politically educated and has strong voter turnout for Democratic candidates in general and in primary elections. What I would like to first do is thank the 6th Ward Democrats and its board, SJ, Melissa, Joanna, and Tyler, for inviting me to give this statement and give me the opportunity to reach membership and talk a little bit about who I am and my plans and priorities as the 6th Ward Committeeman. I just will start with a little bit about myself. I am a resident of Fox Park. I live here with my wife Maddie, my kids Nora and Ezra. We've lived in Fox Park for 2 years, but I was actually born in Tower Grove East on Michigan, right here in the 6th Ward. Not too long after I was born, though, we made the big trek across Grand, and I ended up growing up in the Shaw neighborhood in the 8th Ward. And my first introduction to local politics was when my mom first ran and won her seat as committeewoman. And following that, my father also ran, and they both served as committee people together for the 8th Ward. And so I got some introduction to how running for political office works and how representing Democratic voters as a committee person works. So while it was a while ago that my parents did that, I have been involved in politics since then. I was a field organizer for Claire McCaskill's re-election in 2012, in which she pummeled Todd Aiken, thankfully, and Democrats actually won all but one of statewide positions that were open that year, which was a huge victory and was not that long ago. And so when I look at state politics today and hear people talking about Missouri as if it's a red state, as if that much has changed since 2012, I don't believe them, and I refuse to believe them. I think there's a lot that we can be doing here in Missouri to get back to 2012, even if the politics of 2012 don't work anymore. And that's one of my priorities and where my political positions lie. I've been a supporter of Bernie Sanders at the national level for president, if that gives you a good idea of what my politics are. But ultimately, policies of Bernie Sanders don't really apply at the local level. They do in the sense that I share the vision of Bernie Sanders in taking positions on important policy issues to make sure that folks who may be disenfranchised or may not have any kind of stake in the political process feel like they have something to gain. So something that can affect their economic security and get them out to the polls, knowing that there's something on the ballot, a person on the ballot who represents their interests and may actually make their lives better. I think that's really important. I think that's going to be a really good way to make sure that Democratic voters get out to the polls for Democratic candidates, is to make sure that we have candidates who are advocating for the right policies that are actually going to make a difference in people's lives. So that's kind of where my politics lie. In terms of my role as committeeman, obviously the biggest thing is going to be political education within the ward, which I'm going to really rely upon this ward organization to do. That's been the traditional role of the committeeman, from what I understand. My parents and other committee people have done in the past. This is a great organization to do that. We have great people involved. And outside of that, I think we're also going to need to do the best that we can to drive out turnout within the ward. This has been a ward that historically has had great voter turnout, and because of its voter turnout, the ward organization here has been very powerful and has attracted the attention of citywide candidates, statewide candidates who want to come to our organization meetings and get their word out and get our endorsement. That's a place that I want to get to. And while I support the decision of the membership and the board not to endorse until we have membership and leadership that's reflective of not only the racial diversity of the ward, but the economic diversity and the diversity of political opinion within the ward, I think the decision not to endorse until we're there is a good one. And while I would love to have the ward's endorsement this time around, I look forward to building this ward organization and make sure that it's one that can give a legitimate ward endorsement in upcoming races. Ideally, I want to get to that point before the coming March primary for mayor. And that's going to be a place where I think we really need to be ready to be politically engaged and be willing to give an endorsement, a legitimate endorsement for the ward. So thank you for this opportunity to introduce myself and talk about myself a little bit. You can always reach me if you need to. They should have my contact information in the follow-up email here, and it's my cell, my personal email. I look forward to having your support and working with you here in the 6th Ward.